Hi, my name is Joanna Oko, and in today's tutorial I'll be showing you guys how to crochet this top. I have also made a tutorial on how to crochet the short, so if you haven't watched the tutorial on the short, check the comment section. I have highlighted the tutorial link. So this top, we are going to start working on it from the middle part, going towards the back and then coming back again and attaching your yarn and work from the middle part going towards the back. And it has these thick strands to give you nice support, and this is the short that I'm talking about. So yes, it's really blending well and it makes a perfect set. So let's begin. To make the top, I'll be using the same yarn brand that I used to make the short, and it's called Seagull. It's a 4-ply yarn. It's a fingering yarn, so I'm going to double it up so that I can achieve a double knit weight. You also need a tape measure to help you in sizing. This is really important. You also need a darning needle. I love using the small eyed needle to weave in my ends, and I'll be using 4mm crochet hook. To begin, make a slip knot, and then I'm going to chain 21, and I'm going to chain loosely because I'm working through the back loop. I have my 21 chain stitches, and the 21 chain stitches is 5 inches in height. So to start our first row, we are going to yarn over and then go through the back loop. We are going to work through the back loop only. By back loop, I mean these small bumps over here. So in the second chain from the hook, make your first half double crochet, and then make half double crochet in each and every stitch until you complete the row. So that's why you should chain loosely a bit, because working through the back loop can be a little bit tricky, especially if you have tight foundation chain stitches. I'm at the end of the row, and this is what I have so far. If you go through the back loop, it has this nice edging on both sides. So to begin on the next row, I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work around, and then I'm going to start into this first chain. The chain 2 doesn't act as a stitch, so to make your first half double crochet, go inside the first stitch and make your first double crochet, and then make half double crochet in each and every stitch until you complete the row, and then I'll show you what to do as you complete your row. So remember, in these other stitches we are going through the 2 loops together. We are not working through the back loop. You're just going to go straight inside the loop and make your half double crochet. So 2 stitches left, and this is my last stitch over here. This is my last stitch, and inside that last stitch I'm going to make 2 half double crochet. So that's 1, and then the second one inside the same stitch, like that. So basically we are going to increase at the end of one row at one end, and then on the other end we're going to maintain our edges. So to begin on this third row, on the next row, chain 2. Remember, the chain 2 doesn't act as a stitch, and then onto this first stitch over here we are going to make 2 half double crochet. So that's 1, and then make a second one inside the same stitch to make an increase. So that's 2. Now for the rest of the row, make half double crochet in each and every stitch. By the way, there's one thing I would love to know. When you watch the tutorials, do you normally crochet along, or you watch the tutorials first and then you crochet later? I don't know. It's something that has been running on my mind. So you can leave a comment down below and let me know how you go about your tutorials. Do you crochet along with the designer, or do you watch and crochet later once you've understood the concept? So I'm at the end of the row and 1 stitch left over here. So I'm going to go into that last stitch and make a final half double crochet. So on this other side, we are not going to reduce anything, to increase anything. The increase will be happening on one side only. So chain 2, turn your work around, make your first half double crochet, and then make half double crochet in each and every stitch, and then I'll meet you once you get to the end of the row. We're going to make an increase there, so I'm at the end of the row, and into the final stitch at the end of the row we are going to make an increase. So we are going to make 2 half double crochet there. So that's my first, and then this second to make an increase. So this is going to be our pattern until you get to the middle part of your bust. But the middle part, I mean the where the nipple is. So I have made 4 rows of half double crochet, and the 4 rows is 1.5 inches, but when I stretch it out it can accommodate up to 2 inches. So the trick in getting a perfect measurement is always stretch your yarn. If you need like a perfect fit, always stretch your yarn, but do not overstretch, just moderately. So what I'm going to do is, since this is the middle part, like where the cleavage is, and we are working on one side of the boob, so I'm going to go ahead and make an increase rows, the same thing we've been doing, till I reach to where my nipple rests, and then I'll meet you once you get to that point. So I ended making 11 rows of half double crochet, and it's for almost 3.9 inches, but when I stretch it out it can accommodate up to 5.5 inches. So for the next row, this was my final row of increase. So for the next row, I'm going to chain 2, and then I'm going to make a plain row of half double crochet. We are not going to increase on this row. So in this row, you're not going to increase anything, just a plain row of half double crochet. I'm at the end of the row, and I'm going to make a half double crochet in the last stitch. And now let's start the rows of decreasing on this other side. To start decreasing your row, you are going to chain 2 and then turn your work around, and then into this first stitch you're going to make an incomplete half double crochet like that. You should be having 3 loops, and then yarn over, go into the next stitch, make an incomplete half double crochet. At this point you should be having 5 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through all those loops together for a reduction half double crochet, and then make half double crochet in each and every stitch until you complete the row. I'm at the end of the row, and then to begin the next row I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to make half double crochet in each and every stitch. And then at the end of row we are going to, so I'm almost at the end of the row, and we're going to decrease onto these 2 stitches. This is the first stitch, and then we have the last stitch over here. So to reduce, yarn over, insert your hook inside that stitch, pull through. You should be having 3 loops on your hook, and then yarn over, go into the last stitch and pull through. You should be having 5 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through all those loops together to make a reduction. So for the next row we are going to decrease as well, chain 2, and then into the first, remember the chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch, so into the first stitch over here you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, pull through. You should be having 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook inside the next stitch, pull through. You should be having 5 loops, and then yarn over and pull through all those loops together to form a half double crochet reduction. And then you are going to make half double crochet in each and every stitch until you complete the row. Like that. I'm at the end of the row, so go ahead and reduce your work up to remember these were 20 stitches, so go ahead and reduce your work up to the point you will be having your 20 stitches, and then I'll meet you at that point. So it should be like this. So if you need, for instance, if you need like a low cut back, you can continue reducing till you get like your desired height of the back. But if you need like a standard back, go ahead and reduce perhaps the same number of stitches that you started with. That would be ideal, and then I'll meet you when you get to that point. So I'm done reducing on this other side, and I'm left with the same number of stitches that I started with from the middle point, and so far it's 7 inches, but when I stretch it out, remember the rule is stretch out your work while measuring. So if I stretch it out, it can accommodate up to 9 inches. And I'm making this for bust size 32 inches, meaning that one side of my top should be 16 inches, and then the other side of my top is going to be 16 inches. And so far I have, when I stretch my work out, it's like I have 9 inches, meaning that I'll add 7 more inches onto these parts. And to do that, at this point I'm going to maintain my work. I'm not going to reduce anymore. I'm just going to go back and forth. So to do that, yarn over, make a half double crochet in the first stitch, and then make half double crochet in each and every stitch till you complete the row. So for instance, if your bust is 40, it means that one side of your top should be 20 inches, and then the other side of your top is going to be 20 inches. If your bust is 60, divide that by 2. One side is 30, and then the other side is 30. So the number of rows you're going to make, it all depends with your sizing. but the rule still remains: use your tape measure to guide you on how many rows you should make. So that's my first row of half double crochet without decreasing. So the next row I'm going to make also half double crochet without decreasing until I get the 7 stitches, the 7 inches that I need for my top. I also have a question I've been meaning to ask you guys. Do you normally crochet along with me, or you watch the entire tutorial and then you start afresh? So leave a comment down below and let me know how you normally go about it. So I'm almost at the end of the row. And kindly remember to also work on the final stitch, because if you miss it, you're still going to decrease on your work. And at this point we should not be decreasing, rather than maintaining the stitches in a straight line. So now go ahead and make the number of stitches that you need, and then I'll meet you once we get to that point. I have completed one side of my top and it's 11 inches, but when I stretch it out it's 15, so I'm going to add like 3 more rows so that I can get the 16 inches that I need. And then from there we're going to start working on the other side of the top. So I now have my 16 inches on one side. So to begin working on the other side, because this is the middle part, attach your yarn and then we're going to make plain row of half double crochet, no reducing, no increase, just plain row of half double crochet. That will act as my first half double crochet, and then I'm going to make half double crochet in each and every stitch until the end of the row. And then after that we're going to do something a little bit different. So the reason why I love working from middle point going towards the back, it's because I have full control of how my top is going to be, especially on the sizing part of it. So I'm done making that row of half double crochet. So for the next row, this side we're still going to maintain our edges, we're not going to do anything onto it, but on this other side we're going to start increasing our work. So chain 2 and then make half double crochet in each and every stitch. I'm almost at the end of the row. And into the last stitch, I'm going to make 2 half double crochet to form an increase. So that's 1, and then the second half double crochet inside the same stitch, that's 2, to form an increase. And then I'm going to chain 2, turn my work around, and then into the first stitch. Remember the chain 2 still doesn't count as a stitch, so into this first stitch over here we're going to make 2 half double crochet. So that's 1, and then a second one, that's 2. So we have an increase there. And then for the rest of the row, I'm going to make half double crochet in each and every stitch to complete the row. I'm at the end of the row, so to begin the next row, chain 2, turn your work around, and then make half double crochet in each and every stitch. And then we're going to make an increase at the end of the row. I'm almost at the end of the row. We have a final stitch over here, and then into that stitch I'm going to make 2 half double crochet to form an increase like that. So to begin on the next row, chain 2, turn your work around, make an increase into the first stitch by doing 2 half double crochet in the same stitch, and then make half double crochet in each and every stitch until you complete the row. So this is the part that we are making. The increase part is what we're doing on to this other side. Now go ahead and increase your rows until you get the same number of stitches that you got on this other side, and then I'm going to meet you once we get to that point. So in this case I had like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 10. I had like 10 rows of half double crochet here. I'm going to do the same number of 10 rows of half double crochet, and then we shall meet at that point. So I'm done with my rows of increase, and then the next row it's going to be just normal half double crochet. I'm not going to increase over here. It's the same thing we did over here. So go ahead, chain 2, turn your work around, and then make half double crochet in each and every stitch until you complete the row, no increase. So I'm done with my row of the plain row of half double crochet. So the next rows we're going to start decreasing our work, the same thing we did on this other side. So to start your row of decrease, you're going to chain 2, turn your work around, and then the chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch, so into this first stitch, yarn over and pull through. You should be having 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go on to the into the next stitch, pull through. You should be having a total of 5, and then yarn over and pull through all those loops together, and then go ahead and make half double crochet in each and every stitch now until you complete the row. I'm at the end of the row, and then to begin on the next row we are going to chain 2, turn your work around, and then make half double crochet in each and every stitch. And then as we get towards the end of the row, we are going to make a half double crochet decrease. I'm at the end of the row and 2 stitches left, this and this over here. I'm going to make a decrease, yarn over, go inside that stitch, pull through, and then yarn over, go into the last stitch and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all those loops together to make a half double crochet reduction. Then chain 2 to begin on the row as well, make a half double crochet reduction into the next stitch, and then pull through together, and then make half double crochet in each and every stitch until you complete the row. So this is our rows of decrease. So go ahead and reduce this other side. You should be having something like this that you did on this first side, and then after that we are going to start maintaining our work on this corner. Make sure by the time you're done reducing your rows onto this other side, you should be having the same number of stitches that we have on this side. For instance, mine is 20 inches, so by the time I'm done reducing this other side, I should be having 20 inches as well. So go ahead and do that. I'll meet you at that point. So I'm done with the reduction part of it. And I'm left with 20 stitches, which is the same number of stitches on this other side. So for the next, how many rows? For this number of rows, I'm going to do it onto this other side of my work. So let's do the first row together. Chain 2, and then turn your work around. I half double crochet in each and every stitch until you complete the row. So I'm at the end of the row, one stitch left over here. I'm going to work on it, and then I'm going to chain 2, turn my work onto the other side, and then the chain 2 doesn't act as a stitch. Onto the first stitch, make your half double crochet until you complete the row. So go ahead and make those rows of half double crochet, and then I'll meet you once you get to that point. So I'm done with this side. It's the same size with this side. So the next thing I'm going to do is to join the two sides together. So the reason why I love making my top from the middle going to towards the back side, it's because I have full control over the sizing of the sizing. So if you feel that you need to increase to accommodate your sizing, you can freely do that. So to join the two rows together, I'm going to use a darning needle. I'm going to use a big-eyed needle, and then I'm going to weave in so to weave in, I'm going to go onto this other side, and I'm going to pull through, then go inside here and grab the other side, and pull through. Then tighten it, go on to this other side, so at the end of the row, then I'm going to grab this and then wrap it over, and then and then just pull it through and tighten it off, and then remove, and this is what we have. That's the row, and then when you turn your work around, that's the row that we've fixed. So the next part is fixing the strings. So the next step is fixing the strings, and inside the half double crochet that we made without increasing, that's the middle point that you're going to attach your yarn. I'm going to grab my yarn onto this other side, and then immediately go into the next space and make a single crochet. So that's how I normally attach my yarn, and then I'm going to chain 55, The 55 chain stitches is 14 inches for me. I have my 55 chain stitches, and now I'm going to attach it onto the back part. This is the middle part where we sew it together, so I'm going to skip the first half double crochet and then into this second half double crochet from the middle part. This is where I'm going to attach my chain, and to do that I'm just going to make sure that it's not, and then I'm going to turn my work like this, because after attaching it we're going to start working going through that side. So this is my second half double crochet from the middle part. I'm going to make a single crochet to attach it, and then I'm going to start making single crochet in these rows of half double crochet going towards that side, and this is what's going to guide me. In every 2 rows of half double crochet I'm going to make 3 single crochet. Sorry, where I am right now it's a bit noisy. Kids are just stuck home. And yeah, you should be having something like this. So go ahead and make single crochet, going towards this side, and then I'll meet you once you get to this point. We're also going to make single crochet in the chain, in these chain stitches up to this point. Sorry, single crochet. Now go ahead and complete making single crochet in your chain stitches up to this point, and then I'll meet you at that point. So I'm at the end of this row, and I'm going to change my yarn here. So I'm going to complete the row and pull through a different color. I'm using white, and then I'm going to tighten this together. I do it twice, and then I'm going to cut the yellow strand. So after that I'm going to make single crochet using the white yarn. So I'm just going to make single crochet in the part I made yellow, like on the strap all around. I'm going this way up to this point that I started. And I'm at the end of the row. And I'm going to make a slip stitch into the first stitch that I made, then chain one and cut off the yarn. So I have fixed one side of my bra, and this is how it looks like. So now we're going to fix the second part, this other side. So the next thing I'm going to do is to do the same thing on this other side, fixing the straps, and I'm going to do it a little bit different because I'm trying to get my strands to look the same on both sides, and all the sides to look the same. So, and if I just go directly here and attach my yarn, it's going to give me a hard time. So I'm going to attach my yarn here because I still need to bind this part as well using yellow, and then once I get to this point I'm going to chain and then attach it here and cut off the yarn towards this side. So grab your yarn and attach it into the front part, and then make single crochet in the same way. Like in 2 rows of half double crochet, I'm going to make 3 single crochet. So go ahead and do that until you reach at this point. But if you have like a different way of fixing your strap, as long as they look the same on both sides, you can also do that. I'm at the middle point and now I'm going to chain 50. Sorry, it's 55, not 50. And then I'm going to turn my work around and now fix this into the back part. Ensure that your string is not twisted, and then from there, remember after we fixed, we had to do single crochet on this side. So where's the middle point? Here. And then so I'm going to attach it using a slip stitch, and then I'm going to chain one, and then I'll start making single crochet inside the string, and then I'll go ahead and make single crochet in each and every stitch, I mean the chain stitches, until I get to this top part. I'm done working on the strap, so I'm going to go ahead and make single crochet into this other side up to this point. I'm going to go into the next stitch and change my yarn to white again. And then I'll go ahead and make a final row of single crochet using the white yarn, the same thing we did on this other side. So go ahead and do that. Complete the armhole using the white yarn, and then I'll meet you at this point. I'm done fixing this other side, and it resembles this other side. So the binding that you're going to do is you're going to attach your white color here, and then make single crochet on this yellow part. Make single crochet, and then once you get to this point, go ahead and make your single crochet going towards this side, and then when you get to this point, go ahead and make your single crochet on this strap as well, and then you're going to end your work here. So I'm done fixing the strap, and this is how it looks like. This is how the back looks like. So one disadvantage of keeping on changing your colors is weaving in. I already feel sick because of the weaving in I have to do. So on to the final part. The final part is I'm going to make front post, back post on the bottom part, something like this, so that the two sets can really blend well. So yeah, let's do that. To make the ribbing part, I'm going to downsize my hook to 2.5 millimeter hook. Previously I was using 4 millimeter hook, but you can downsize to 3 millimeter hook, or you can just use your initial hook, but now tighten your tension. So in the middle part, I'm going to attach my yarn, and then I'm going to make double crochet. After attaching my yarn, I'm going to chain two. So this acts as my first double crochet, and then I'm going to make double crochet. This is the technique that I'm going to use in every 2 rows of half double crochet. I'm going to make 3 double crochet. So go ahead and make double crochet until you complete the row, and I'll meet you at that point. To complete the row, make a slip stitch into the first chain 3 that you made to close the row. To begin on the next row, this is where we're going to make the front post, back post, chain 2. The chain 2 acts as your first double crochet, and then into the next stitch we're going to make a back post. To make the back post, go through the back of your double crochet and make a double crochet, and then to make the front post, yarn over into the next stitch, pull it up to make a front post. To make a back post, yarn over into the next stitch, pull it backwards, and then make your double crochet. To make a front post, yarn over, pull the next stitch in front, and then make a normal double crochet. To do the back post, yarn over, pull that double crochet going towards the back, and then make a normal double crochet. Now go ahead and repeat that, and then I'll meet you at the starting point. So I'm at the end. To close the row, I'm going to slip stitch into the first chain 2 stitches that we made, and then to begin the next row, chain 2. This acts as your first double crochet, and then into the back post, make a back post, into the front post, make a front post, into the back post, make a back post, and then into the front post, make a front post. So now go ahead and complete the row, repeating the same thing. In the back post, make a back post, in the front post, make a front post. And this is my final row. To complete the row, make a slip stitch into the first chain 2 stitch that you made, and then chain 1, cut your yarn, and then tighten it off, and we are done. Now the final part is weaving in the ends, and this part is not so much enjoyable, but we have to do it anyway, so make sure you secure your yarn tails properly well. It's finally done, and this is what we have. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I would really love to see your recreations. Feel free to tag me on Instagram. The link is on the description box. Until next time, goodbye.